Next week, Gabby Anandith has done the unthinkable, with one grainy chandelier can recording and a threat whispered through clenched teeth. She has pried open the DiMera vault. In return for her silence, and her promise to erase the video that shows Johnny DiMera firing the first shot the night his father was wounded, DiMera has surrendered a decisive block of family stock and the entire Gabby chic fashion empire. The blackmail lands like a thunderclap, but the aftershock is even louder. When Johnny learns that his father bartered away a lifetime of corporate power to spare him a prison sentence, the normally brash heir is left speechless, eyes rimmed with tears. Friends say the young DiMera staggered from the boardroom, torn between gratitude and guilt, whispering, "He lost everything, for me." Those 6 words set the stage for a Salem saga in which leverage, loyalty and love collide before the first court summons is even served. 1. The camera in the chandelier. Unknown to the house staff who polished the DiMera mansion's crystal every morning, Police Commissioner Rafe Anandith installed a micro camera in the living room chandelier 2 nights after Stefano's portrait was rehung last winter. The stated goal was routine surveillance after a spike in burglaries. In truth, Rafe suspected trouble closer to home. Family members whispered that tension between Ij and Johnny had reached a dangerous boil. That hidden lens would later capture the split-second sequence that changed everything: Johnny DiMera's trembling hand, a muzzle flash, Ij collapsing, and, crucially, a second shooter darting in from the hallway. The assassin's face? Gabby Anandith herself. Rafe secured the raw feed on a private drive, filing no chain of custody report. "I needed time to decide how to protect both justice and my family," he confided to a colleague in an off-the-record exchange. His pause gave Gabby exactly the opening she needed. 2. Sibling secrets. When Gabby learned of the footage, Rafe expected outrage, perhaps even surrender. Instead, his sister asked to see the file. What she saw was damning but also priceless: Johnny firing Roman Brady's revolver, making him indictable for attempted murder. Herself firing the bullet that actually pierced EJ's shoulder, proof of her own guilt. Most would crumble under that double exposure. Gabby saw leverage. "If the footage shows me holding a smoking gun, it also shows Johnny taking his shot first," she told Rafe. "It will protect his son at any cost. That cost is my ticket back to the top." Rafe's moral compass spun. He could destroy the evidence and defy every oath he ever swore. He could take it straight to the district attorney and watch both his sister and Johnny face felony charges. Or he could do what he ultimately did: hand the drive to Gabby and step out of her way, trusting that the least harm path is sometimes the murkiest. 3. The terms of extortion. Within hours, Gabby drafted a 3-clause ultimatum and delivered it to Ij DiMera and Susan Banks in a password-locked video conference. 1. Return of Gabby chic in its entirety: brand, inventory, intellectual property. 2. Transfer of 15% of DiMera voting stock, 11% from EJ's personal holdings, 4% from Susan's trust. 3. Immediate destruction of every known copy of Rafe's chandelier footage. Failure, she promised, would see the video released to Salem PD and the press by dawn. "The clip," she declared, "guarantees a double indictment: Johnny for attempted patricide, me for aggravated assault. 1 father, 2 children. Whose future will you choose, Ij?" 4. EJ's impossible calculus. EJ's public image has long oscillated between ruthless tycoon and family-first defender. Privately, he is a father terrified by his son's reckless spiral. Susan, shaking beside him, begged for mercy. "He's my grandson. Elvis, do something." With board proxies spread thin and DiMera stock already jittery, Ij capitulated. A temporary transfer agreement became permanent the moment Gabby confirmed Rafe had wiped the original files from police servers. In under 24 hours, Gabby regained her fashion empire and installed herself as power broker in the C-suite. 5. The cost of salvation. Johnny reacts. News of his father's capitulation reached Johnny the next morning. By then he had steeled himself for arrest. What he found instead was freedom bought with corporate crown jewels. Initial reaction: anger. He stormed into EJ's office, shouting, "You sacrificed everything. You should have let me face the consequences." After hours of soul-searching remorse, Johnny returned quietly and, for perhaps the first time in years, called his father Dad. No formal reconciliation has been announced, but insiders say Johnny intends to testify, if needed, that EJ's decision saved not just his liberty but his life. Whether Johnny's newfound gratitude matures into genuine forgiveness remains to be seen. 6. Gabby's new world order. With the ink barely dry, Gabby hosted a champagne toast in the fashion line showroom she once designed. She arrived wearing a bespoke purple sheath, the same hue she wore the night she pulled the trigger, a choice that struck some as brazen, others as genius branding. Corporate watchdogs predict she will leverage her 15% voting bloc at next month's shareholder assembly to challenge for the CEO chair. Even if she fails, the margin is thin enough that one alliance, Kristen DiMera has already hinted at cooperation, could tip the scales permanently. 7. Rife's Fine Line Commissioner Ian Andeth now walks a razor. He aided in suppressing evidence while sworn to uphold it. If Internal Affairs uncovers his role, he could face dismissal or indictment. Those close to Rafe say he sleeps little, convinced he chose the lesser evil yet bracing for fallout. "There are 100 shades between right and wrong," he told a confidant. "Family is the darkest of them." 8. What lies ahead? A single video wrought more havoc than any bullet. In the end, Gabby Andeth did not need to win a courtroom battle, she weaponized secrecy itself. Whether Salem's newest queenpin can hold the throne, or whether guilt and delayed justice finally catch up, will define the next chapter of the DiMera saga. One truth, however, stands unshaken: in Salem, leverage lasts longer than loyalty, and Gabby Andeth now holds both in the palm of her flawlessly manicured hand.